Hey traders, welcome back on The Pursuit of Wealth. It's Rod with POW Group, and thanks for joining us again for another midday market update. Today is Monday, November 9th, and in today's video, we're going to discuss a few different market moving headlines, and we're going to just check in on the overall broader market. We saw a huge gap up today on vaccine news, and we also saw a potential Biden win, which we're still a little bit iffy on at the moment. I do want to bring up some highlights, some points that I wanted to highlight. It's starting to look very worrisome, and I think that this could be the calm before the storm. So first on the list is Pfizer and BioNTech said that their COVID-19 vaccine is more than 90% effective. I realize that I'm probably not going to get a whole lot of algorithm on my side from YouTube after saying those words, but we need to be real, and I need to get this message out to as many people as possible because I'm seeing some major red flags here at the moment. Just taking a look, it's saying it's 90% effective. Again, we need to take all of this stuff with a grain of salt. The CEO basically said of Pfizer said that he would take it first to calm any nerves and whatnot. But personally, I wouldn't be taking it. There's going to be a lot of people who are anti-vaccines who probably won't take it. So just take everything that you're seeing with a grain of salt. We also saw that HUD Secretary Ben Carson tested positive for the virus. This came just a few days and weeks after the Mark Meadows headline came about that he was testing positive as well. We're also seeing e-brokers reporting outages as the Dow jumps 1,000 points, in this rally. And my RBC brokerage, let me know in the comments below, but my RBC brokerage is very slow and glitchy. We're starting to see some slowness there, and usually that happens or precedes some volatility in the market. So I do want to highlight here a couple of notes that I made. So there's been some allegations about and I made a few notes here about the election. Basically, a lot of people are anticipating riots and violence may come as a result. But just taking a look at some of the notes I have. So some states stopped counting, and upon resumption, Biden's tally surged dramatically. A USPS worker was arrested while bringing the absentee ballots from Canada into the US, claims that he took a wrong turn. Software glitches across the board. By the way, some of the software systems can be hacked online. And we know that Russia and Iran and a few other countries were potentially, looking to affect or jump into the elections and rig them and potentially sway the results. So we're also seeing backdated envelopes. That was on the list of potential clues as to the election being rigged. So we also saw gold tanked. We're seeing SPY reject EMA 12 again here as well, and gold was tanking today. I'll bring up that chart in just a moment, but we also saw Bitcoin tanked as well, down from 16K under 15K now. So we're starting to see some volatility pick up around the global markets. So just taking a look here now, I had a couple more notes as well. So a lot of people are saying that Trump would be wrong to concede right now. The media wants everybody to believe that Biden actually won. It's coming out, it's everywhere. People were in the streets, so they're really not letting this, they're really not letting any negativity go around in the market right now. They're making it seem like he is 100% the winner, and I'm a little skeptical about the SPY obviously hitting a new all-time high today. And I've been short since the beginning of the morning, and I'm still short SPY and QQQ, as I do think that this is the calm before the storm. Taking a look at some of the notes here as well. So Rudy Giuliani, he is Trump's lawyer, advised Trump not to concede and to challenge the current published results by way of lawsuits and basically forward them to the Supreme Court. In Michigan, Trump's attorneys believe that enough votes were compromised by either the Dominion software glitches, which changed Trump to Biden by counting votes of people who have passed away, and backdating votes, which came after the fact to turn the result in Trump's favor. Michigan GOP chairwoman Laura Cox confirmed during a press conference that 47 counties in Michigan use the same software in the same capacity. And there were tech-based errors, which Michigan's Secretary of State actually admitted. So taking a look here now, a lawsuit alleges that there are at least 21,000 dead people on Pennsylvania's voter rolls. Unbelievably, this concludes at least 9,200 registrants who have been dead for at least 5 years. At least 1,900 registrants have been dead for at least 10 years, and at least 197 registrants have been dead for at least 20 years. Officials in Pittsburgh have admitted that duplicate ballots were mailed out to registered voters. In Allegheny County, the voter rolls repeatedly included 1,600 dead people, close to 7,500 voter registrations flagged as duplicates, 1,523 registered voters who claim to be 100 years old and over. We're starting to see lawsuits against the state of Pennsylvania for having more than 800,000 inactive voters on its voter rolls. Pennsylvania's Attorney General told Ted Cruz to stay the hell out of the state's disputed tabulation of the presidential election votes. So we're starting to see a lot of negativity potentially circulating, and this isn't even hit mainstream media yet. So again, this isn't to instill fear or to spread fear. This is just to give you guys the facts and let you know what I'm seeing. So a lot of people have some explaining to do. I think that we could potentially see a lot more about this, surrounding this topic in the next few days and weeks, especially once Trump brings this to the Supreme Court and we start to see more mainstream media coverage. But it's certainly looking like we could be in for some extreme volatility. And I'll bring up the gold chart here. So if you haven't seen this yet, this was a monster drop, likely due to the vaccine news coming out. So you can see we went from a high, which was the highest we've seen in weeks, at 1965, and we dropped on gold. We dropped almost 6% in about 5 hours. That is extremely bearish, and I've never seen that happen personally on gold before. Maybe the last time it happened was in March during the COVID lows. Let's just take a look here. So in March, so we did sell off there from 1,700 to 1,451. Can take a look on the weekly chart here for gold as well, but we were well above. We changed the weekly trend, a little bit of a bull trap there, and trapped people in longs, and then we just gave it all back. We are back within this descending triangle. It's all about 1848 support. We lose 1848, there's no weekly support down until 1670. And that's going to be an extremely huge red flag that we changed the weekly trend and then immediately pulled back to start the week today and are now back to the support line and testing 1848 support. This is a huge red flag for me. You can see oil also breaking down a little bit here. DXY, the US dollar, just started to rocket as soon as we heard on the vaccine news. So just very, very odd, likely due to them thinking that stimulus isn't needed. But most important chart for me right now is gold. You can see we're starting to bounce a little bit. We were rejecting at EMA 12 all day since the drop, and we're trying to get above that now. But we're going to need some volume to come in here to be convinced by these bulls. So again, not to instill fear, but just keep an eye out that we could start to see a nasty drop on SPY if any of these allegations are true. And let's just take a look at the monthly chart. We're well outside of the monthly Bollinger Bands on SPY as well. And we're getting close. We're right here at this RSI downtrend resistance line, and we're breaking to new highs while the RSI is setting lower high and lower lows. So again, another red flag going into the rest of the trading day today. Weekly outside of the Bollinger Bands, pulling back. Daily chart also outside of the Bollinger Bands. We had that EMA bull cross on the daily. So personally, if you are looking to enter long, I would highly encourage that you rethink that, because we could see a lot more negativity circulate the media, especially if any of these allegations are true and we start to see any potential reversal in the election results. So with that, I'm going to leave it there. Thanks again for joining us for another midday market update. It's Rod with Powell Group, and thanks for joining us on The Pursuit of Wealth. We'll see you a little bit later on for another daily market recap. Take care, everyone.